Hi, boys and girls. Now that we're getting back into reading more fictional books like Houndsley and Katina, I have a question for you. How can you make your reading sound even better? Think about that for a minute. I'll bet some of you are saying, oh, I could reread it over and over again in my head and out loud. Yeah, that's true. That's one way to make your reading better. Maybe you were thinking that you could use the punctuation and match your voice to it. I bet you remembered yesterday's work where you can scoop words into longer phrases instead of reading like a robot. Well, today I want to teach you that when you're reading dialogue, when there is a character talking, right, like you see those quotation marks, that it's important to be able to hear what it sounds like when the character is talking. So dialogue tags tell you not only who is talking, but they also sometimes help you know how the character sounds. Okay, so again, quotation marks, when you see them, you try to sound like the character. Dialogue tags are those words that tell you how the character said it, and you should be matching your voice to the dialogue tags. So sometimes it's just said, and you'd use a regular old voice to read that sentence. You might see, she cried. Ooh, you would definitely change your voice there, right? Or whispered, you'd get really, really quiet to read that dialogue. If you saw called, you'd use a voice like you're calling out to someone. Or if you saw asked, there's probably a question mark close by, so your voice would go up. Exclaimed. Ooh, that's like shouting, saying something really loud, probably with excitement. Or explained. If someone's using an explaining voice, they're teaching, right? They're telling somebody something. So I want to show you how this works in your reading. Take a look at this sentence. I see a question mark, so my voice is going to go up at the end. We are going to the beach today? Well, let's turn that into dialogue now. Somebody is saying that sentence. Those quotation marks are there now. And here's a dialogue tag, he asked. So that tells me exactly how I should read this in an asking way. We are going to the beach today? He asked. Well, what if I change that dialogue tag? And now I have the word whined. Ooh, how would my voice sound there? We are going to the beach today? He whined. Ooh, he must not like the beach. What if it says whispered? What would you do with your voice? Try it right now. Read that sentence with a whisper voice. We are going to the beach today? He whispered. How about this one? I see exclaimed. Try it right now. Read that sentence with a voice that's like shouting and excited. We are going to the beach today? He exclaimed. So those dialogue tags, you have to notice them as you're reading your books and change your voice so you sound like the character. So let's look back at Houndsley and Katina now. Yesterday we left off right here, right where Katina was so proud of her writing. So I'm going to read the next couple of pages, and as I'm reading, I'm going to notice where there are quotation marks, there's a character talking, and I'm also going to look at the dialogue tags so that I know what to do with my voice. Right here I see the word sighed. Do you know what a sigh is? It's like a deep breath. Ooh, I see asked. Right? Question, my voice will probably go up. Do you see said, regular old voice. Ooh, right here, she said proudly. That word proudly is going to tell me that. There's said, so just my usual talking voice. Okay, so watch and listen how this works. Houndsley sighed. May I read your book? He asked. Of course, said Katina. I have only one chapter left to write. The next evening...
Miss Orbegoso, please contact the office. Miss Orbegoso, please contact the office.
Carrying on, the next evening, Katina invited Houndsley to her house. "Here is my book," she said proudly. She gave him all 74 chapters, a cup of ginger tea, and a plate of cookies. "I will need more cookies," said Houndsley. Katina did not take her eyes off Houndsley while he read. He wished the phone would ring so she would have to go to another room. Oh, look at him, he looks kind of annoyed. Here is some of what Houndsley read. On the subject of mice, enough cannot be said. But who am I to say? I have known many mice in my life. They are all right, for rodents. Well, I am bored writing about mice. Who cares anyway? So readers, did you notice how I changed my voice when I saw those quotation marks and I used the dialogue tags to tell me how the characters would sound? I'm going to show you the next page in the story now. Take a minute and study this page. You might want to pause the video. Search for where you see quotation marks, and then right near those quotation marks, you should find some dialogue tags that will tell you what to do with your voice. Okay, did you find some? Did you notice told? Did you see exclaimed? We talked about that one. I see the word said here, so you're going to use just your regular talking voice. Now I want you to pause the video, and I want you to read this page out loud, and make sure you change your voice to match those dialogue tags. Okay, so I'm going to read it out loud now, and I want you to read along with me. As you reread, make sure your voice sounds the way it should. Oh dear, Houndsley thought. Katina is a terrible writer. What am I going to say to her? I am at a loss for words, Houndsley told Katina when he finished reading the book. I am speechless. Katina beamed. My writing has left you speechless? She exclaimed. Now I know I will be a famous writer. Oh, thank you, Houndsley. You're welcome, Houndsley said. But he was thinking, oh dear, poor Katina. So readers, today when you go off to do your independent reading for 30 minutes, make sure you choose a fiction book. And as you're reading, I want you to make sure you notice quotation marks. That means a character is talking. And be on the hunt for these dialogue tags so that you know how to make your reading voice sound.